It could be trying to stand on his head. It could be jumping off the couch. It could be pulling blinds off the windows. It could be kicking a gate. It could be taking off his diaper. It could be kicking the dog, right? Like, I mean, I'm almost driving myself insane saying all these things because those things all happen within a 10-minute period every day.
He's eating Play-Doh. He's spitting water on the couch. He's spitting water on the iPad.
All right, so the current stage of autism that we're in, and I think I like this stage. This is kind of a favorite one of mine, although frustrating, is him asking and then answering his own questions. He did it all day yesterday. It was really fun. I don't even know if you pick up on it.
No, I don't.
Like, he just did it. Can I have more stickers? Yes.
Oh, yeah. He does it all the time.
Can I have pizza? Yes. It's like...
I know, he's funny.
He's asking and answering his own questions. You know, like, I'll be like, hey, we're going to go back to the living room. I go back to the living room? No. I'm like, oh, so I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't know if he knows that he's asking it out loud.
I'm sure he does.
Oh, it's just...
Well, because he's learning to speak, so I think that's part of it.
I just wonder if he's like, in his mind... I don't know, whatever. It can sort of drive you nuts when you start trying to break it down. But but I think it's a really funny stage, like to hear him ask a question and then answer it. But the inflection is as if he was asking somebody else the question.
Right.
You know, can I have more stickers? Yes. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
The character.
And it's not yeah or nah. It's yes. No. You know, it's like very, I don't know. It's funny.
It is funny.
Because not all the stages are funny. Some of them suck.
This weekend's been pretty hard. I'm not going to lie.
It's been a bad weekend.
Yeah. We went to the beach on Friday, and he started eating sand, and then the sand went up his nose. So that night, he started having a runny nose, which now he has a runny, stuffy nose because of that. And when he has anything just a little bit off, he's off. And you better be ready.
Yeah, I mean, he woke up a little after 6 this morning screaming because his nose was running, which was because he was eating and snorting sand.
Right.
Yeah. He snorts sand.
Which, he's 4.5 and should not be eating sand. Yeah. But you go back to the little baby stage.
Well, you know what's funny? Because we would first go to the beach. This is, pre-diagnosis, I'm pretty sure. And he would eat sand. But a lot of kids do that at first when they're at the beach.
Right. You
know, it's salty. It's a different texture. They're curious about it. Then he sort of stopped, and then he sort of did it again. He would do it again. Now, this is after diagnosis, when he knew that it would get him attention. But then he just stopped doing it. Like, he just realized, you don't eat sand. It's gross. It's sick. Whatever. For whatever reason, when we went a couple days ago, yesterday, whatever, he did it again. It's back. Welcome back, sand.
Well, and last summer or the summer before, his therapist had to go to the beach with us and practice not eating the sand.
And he did. He did well.
Yeah.
He understood it. I just think, whatever happened, it was just like, I don't know, something triggered it. So now, of course, the next time we go, we have to be prepared for that. And it's like you always say, we could go to the beach. We could be at the beach for 3 minutes or 3 hours. You just don't know what's coming.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But so he started eating the sand when he kind of started spiraling into a meltdown. So then that became he's going to go up to strangers and say hi, which is fine. He even said, like you said, answered his own question. He's like, I'm going to sit, with these people, old people.
Yeah, they thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, but then he kept going up to strangers because I didn't want him to, and doing the same thing. And then he started doing his Tasmanian devil, where he's like spinning around in circles, like rolling in the sand.
Yeah.
And then he's face planting in the sand on purpose. So then we left.
What? Oh,
then we left. I'm like, it's time to go. When I say it's time to go, everyone packs up super fast, and it's like we're hitting the road now.
Oh man, I tell you one thing, man. We are pretty good. Like when you hit the eject button,
immediately
we're out of here. Man, we've pretty much got it down. Like we can get everything together and get out.
And the kids know.
Oh man, they're good too. Like it ain't the prettiest looking pack up.
No.
Like we've got our hands are full. And everything's falling, and we're like running off the beach, like and like wobbling as we kind of sort of half run, leaning over.
And I have to carry him out.
It looked like from afar, it looks like an emergency. Like it looks like, man, those people something just happened.
Something did just happen.
Something just happened. Like those people, they really, I mean, they,
well, I'm like, it's time. And you're like, it's time? I'm like, yes, it's time. Let's go.
Yeah. Maybe we should give
Super
ourselves
fast.
more credit for like those are the soft skills that we've learned that we probably don't give ourselves credit for. We can leave any establishment or situation in under 30 seconds and not leave one thing.
It's true.
You're laughing pretty hard about
Oh
that.
my God. Because we don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But we've gotten really good at it.
Oh yeah.
It's funny.
We can get out of any situation quicker than any other family in North America. We're gone. And all you have to do is tell Cal no once or say, don't do that, or that's not nice, or whatever. And I would say that that's pretty much the beginning of the end, right? Once you tell him he's crossed the line or identify that, hey, this is crossing the line, this isn't good. I wouldn't say every time, but a lot of times that's where it never really comes back.
Well, and it's the whole attention-seeking thing, which has pretty much lasted the whole entire weekend, which is exhausting.
Well, yeah, and tell people like what that, because that's a hard thing to understand. Attention-seeking.
Well, attention,
Because there's seeking and there's
avoiding.
yes, seek
Sorry.
and avoid.
Yeah, seek and avoid. And he's both. But like at the beach, I'm saying don't do this. So then I'm stay by mommy, and then he knows it gets a reaction out of me, which it's kind of hard to not get a reaction. Like for me not to give a reaction. Like that's what we're constantly learning.
Yeah.
You know? So when I say stop eating the sand, whatever, and then he's seeking the attention from me, wanting me to respond, and then he's laughing. It's the worst when he starts laughing and he knows, okay, I got her.
Yeah. So
You
he
know?
seeks. Here's the thing.
I'll explain what happened last night. if
No,
you
but
want me
I don't
to.
know that he's seeking what he's actually physically doing, or he's just seeking the reaction.
He's seeking the reaction.
Yeah.
So last night.
But that's why I think it's hard for people to understand.
Okay, I'll break it down real quick.
Okay.
Last night, 2 of our kids were at sleepovers, and then one was left here in the middle one.
What was left here? One has no friends and was left here.
No, I'm just, okay. So she wanted me to watch a movie with her, so we put on Sing 2, which he's not going to sit and watch a movie. He was in the same room with us, so he started seeking my attention because my attention is not focused all the way on him.
Right. So what he did was he noticed that your attention was consistently on this movie, something else,
Right.
other than him.
Yes.
So then he was seeking things that he believes would get your attention on him.
Right.
It sounds easy to understand and basic, but in the moment it's not, because he does that by doing something else so that you'll get the attention. It could be trying to stand on his head. It could be jumping off the couch. It could be pulling blinds off the windows. It could be kicking a gate. It could be taking off his diaper. It could be kicking the
Yes.
dog, right? Like, I mean, I'm
It's
almost driving
all-
myself insane saying all these things because those things all happen within a 10-minute period every day.
Yes.
God, I need a bourbon.
And when he's in a mood, he's in a mood.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So he wanted me to constantly get off of the couch to go deal with what he was doing.
Right.
So he's eating Play-Doh. He's spitting water on the couch. He's spitting water on the iPad. He spit the water on 2 iPads yesterday, and the iPads were not his. One was his brother's, one was his sister's. Luckily, the iPad's still working as like right now, but who knows?
I think we start a new podcast called This Is Why We Drink.
Sometimes it's not even worth it to drink. Like, I'm like, what is the point of me even having a drink right now? Because I'm doing all this crap.
Yeah.
I still have the drink, but
Yeah. I was going to say,
but I'm like, this is like, I'm having to deal with all
to
this
put
crap.
you in Cal's words, what's the point of having a drink? Yes. And you have the drink.
So in the middle of all this, you're supposed to stay calm and patient and I don't know, do everything right. And then
All of those things were created by people who do not have autistic kids, by the way.
and like you have to change the way you speak. Like instead of saying don't do this, say all done,
Yeah.
you know? Or when you say stop, like you're not supposed to tell them to stop. Well, it's our first reaction, you
Yeah.
know? So after spitting on the second iPad and doing all this other crap that he did, pulling fluff out of the couch and eating Play-Doh and stuff, I grabbed the iPad that had water all over it. And I was like, what did I say? I told you last night because I felt bad.
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, you're being awful today.
Oh, yeah. I remember that part now.
And then he looked at me and I'm like, oh no, what did I just do?
Yeah. You feel like you crossed the line.
Yes. And all I said was, you're being awful today. Because truthfully, that's how I felt. You're being awful today.
Yeah. And knowing you probably beat yourself up about it. You probably felt like you wanted to cry. You probably felt guilt.
Yeah,
You
because I
woke
don't
up this
mean
morning.
to say those things.
You woke up this morning and you
And I
probably
don't.
felt guilty, and you probably. But in the moment, after, see, here's the thing. Yes, okay. So, behavioral therapists, whatever, would probably say, yes, you crossed the line, you shouldn't say whatever. But they're not there for all of this other stuff leading up to it. You know what I mean? Which breaks you down. You know what I'm saying? It breaks you down. Like you only have so much. And we really probably don't say 99% of the things we want to say, especially in the moment. But God, it is so, I mean, I caught myself the other day. I wanted to just yell no so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all that's going to do is either, scare him or upset him. And then I'm going to feel better for 0.1 second. Right?
Right.
And then that's it. Then everything goes downhill. And from an already downhill situation, we're just going to go downhill faster.
Yeah. And we don't, like, say, for instance, our other kids do something and we don't yell at him. There's no punishment. He's never been in timeout.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't.
I know. I'm just saying, like, we try not to react and we try to stay very patient. And then sometimes, like yesterday, I remember looking at the clock at 4:00 and I'm like, I have 6 more hours to handle this kid. 6 more hours because he's been staying up late. And then, so a couple hours later is when the movie started. So when I said, you're being awful today, I had already dealt with so much that I already wanted to cry, And I don't.
Has felt like a challenging weekend for him. I can't exactly understand exactly why, but yeah.
I think it's because of the sand.
It started
runny
with the
nose.
beach. Yeah.
It's all runny
Little
nose.
did we know that Friday afternoon trip to the beach would the whole weekend would go down from there, which is strange because we actually had a great time at the beach. He loved it up until the end. It just didn't end the way he wanted it to, and it's never been really right since then.
Well, so yesterday we went to the baseball game, and you can talk about Trey's game in a second if you want. But I had him in the wagon, and he already didn't want to leave. Like, we were going to walk out the door, and he's like, no baseball, no baseball. And I'm like,
Yeah.
It was Trey's last game, so I'm like, we're going to baseball.
Yeah, it was cold, and it was just a tough weekend for him. Like, things have not really. I don't know. It's you're right. It's been off. It's just. We went to the beach. It was like 80 some degrees on Friday. It was beautiful, and the beach was awesome. And then this weird little cold front rolled in with this mist, and he really is weather reactant. I mean, I got to tell you, I see if it's going to be cloudy for a day or two, man. I'm like, oh boy, he just doesn't he doesn't like it. I mean, we don't like it either.
No.
I think part of it is you become kind of sun worshipers down here, where your body just expects the vitamin D, the sunshine, outside air.
Right.
Or when you can't get it for a couple of days. I don't know. It's weird. Or when you're just, not that you can't get it, you're stuck inside for a couple of days. Your body's just like, I want to be outside. I want to be doing things.
Yep.
And so, yeah, he's been off. It's really weird when you get into these routines or this rhythm, this down rhythm, this low vibration rhythm. You can't really explain it. It's just, you just get stuck in it. And when he gets stuck in it, we sort of all get stuck in it because we have to.
Well, and his ABA therapist told me when he's starting to do these things, because on Monday I'll tell her everything. When he's starting to do these things, you have to break the chain, because it's a chain. It keeps going.
Yeah.
So you got to break the chain. So yesterday I broke the chain like 2 different times, and that means like doing something completely opposite, like going to give him a bath or bringing out something new, to play with.
Yeah.
So he kind of gets off of that, but he kept getting back on yesterday. So. Disaster.
Well, some instances you have more patience than others, because sometimes breaking the chain it's not just as easy as doing one thing different. You have to stick with that thing even if he fights it.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's all very hard.
Yeah, some days you just are like, I can't do this right now. I'm out of energy.
I know.
Like I don't have it in me. Because there's the 4 other kids and they got to do their things. Like Trey's baseball game yesterday. Like we had to, I had to focus on that 100%.
Yeah.
For Trey.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, that was a crushing result, by the way. Oh, I mean, I have been in pain for that kid for almost 24 hours now.
Aw. He's going to be home at 10:30.
Well, that is tough. That's tough. But it's important. They suffered a loss, and it was a painful loss. One hit ended their season, and Trey just, I mean, he was just in tears, threw himself to the ground. But he had a really good coach who pumped him up afterwards, and it just, and I think a lot of it too is I think these sports, I may be reaching a little here, but I think these sports are meaning more and more to the kids because they know at home things are changing. It's a little different than like their friends' houses.
Oh,
right?
our kids.
Yeah, our kids.
Yeah.
Because that time means a lot to them. It's valuable because it is all about them. And when they're at the house, it is becoming less and less about them.
Yeah.
And because of Cal, and not because Cal's doing anything wrong or we're doing it or anybody's doing anything wrong. It's just the necessity of autism and what it takes as he gets older and stronger and smarter. I said something the other day, like getting stronger and getting smarter when you have autism isn't really a great thing at first because he's able to do the things he thinks he can do.
Right.
Right? And it causes more problems.
Scary.
Yeah, it's scary. And so as that process kind of keeps going, the other kids, it's just less and less about them at the house, which is sad. There's just things that they don't get the attention, the time, whatever. So when they are doing the sports, I think it's meaning more and more to them, which I really love because I'm a big fan of kids playing sports.
Yeah.
And, especially like a team sport. And so, our kids cry when they lose their games. No matter the sport, they cry because they put so much into it. Every game to our kid is like a Super Bowl or a World Series game.
I know.
Which I love.
They're very competitive. And
I
it's
just
good.
love, though, that they take it so serious. I mean, I really do. I can't tell you. Like, I'm out there and I'm watching them play, and I'm like, this is the best moment of my life, watching my kids compete. I love it. Oh, I love it.
I know. This is a fun stage.
I wish we could do it every day. I say that, but then, we almost are driving to places every day.
Yeah, you do it 5 days a week.
Damn, it's tough. It's so rewarding, though. Like, honestly, I feel like sometimes when I'm out there that I'm coaching, like, in the NFL. Like, you just... No, but that's how into it I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that involved.
That's
like,
how flag football was, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And even watching Trey's baseball, every time he get up, every time he make a great play. And I love when he'll make a great play with another kid, and they'll go up and high five and hug each other. And I'm like, yes, that's the moment, man. Like, you felt it.
Yeah.
You and your teammate, you got together, you made a great play. You know what I mean? It was so cool.
It is a lot of fun.
Their coach did something really cool yesterday. So the first practice, I don't even remember this. The first practice, he had them all hold hands. And I mean, this was, months ago. I don't remember it. But they all locked hands. And he said, we're going to start this season connected and locked up with one another. Yesterday, the game ends, tears everywhere. I mean, it was emotional.
Yeah.
And he goes, do you guys remember how we started the season? And of course, none of them remember. He goes, everyone hold hands. Get locked up with one another. We started this together, holding each other. We ended this together, holding each other. I thought it was great.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm going to steal that, by the way.
Yeah, that is good.
It was great. I mean, the fact that he had that plan and remembered it, and I got a picture of him doing it, and I just thought, wow, what a great just piece of coaching for life.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Great guy. I just thought that was so great. So,
Aw.
I don't know if it like truly meant anything for the kids because they're kids, but I know the parents. I mean, I grabbed my phone, took a picture, and all the other parents were sort of looking around like, wow.
Wow.
We started together and we ended together, locked up. I mean, that is just awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. That was like a moment where like everybody deserved a beer.
Aw.
I know they're kids, but they probably deserved a beer too.
You're so ridiculous.
That was a great moment, man.
No, I mean, and I'm missing some of that stuff right now because I wasn't able to stay the whole game.
You have missed by far all of Trey's huge moments.
I know, and it makes me sad.
His huge hits, his amazing defensive play. To get them in the playoffs, and I know I'm bragging on my kid just because it's my kid. That's what you do. Last week, to get them in the playoffs, they had a hell of a game. It was unbelievable. Went down to the Trey made all 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. All 3 outs he made to get them into the playoffs. The other team could not score 2 runs. He made all 3 outs. And, I mean, it was like, I'm like, holy cow, I cannot believe. And you missed it because of Cal. I couldn't go.
Yeah, like those games are like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And they're late. And, yeah.
Yeah, and I had to leave after an hour.
And Trey got mad that you weren't there. And so that's another mom guilt probably thing.
I'm just doing the best I can.
I know. I know it. You know it.
I mean,
They
what
don't
if
know it.
you took Cal and I stayed? Like, it can't work like that. Cal would have a meltdown.
Oh my!
He's not going to leave mommy at the baseball field.
No, because you get in the car and his thing is, "Mommy, sit down. Mommy, sit down." So he'll point to the car seat where you would usually sit and say,
Right.
"Mommy, sit down."
Yeah.
Or
so
now
we
he would say,
can't
"Mommy,
flip
sit
it.
down." Yes, except you wouldn't be there.
Right.
So I'd have to say no, and that would be the beginning of the end.
Well, I mean, that's really unfair for you and him because he doesn't understand. So,
Yeah. No.
unfortunately, it has to be how it is.
It's tough, dude. This whole thing is craziness. I mean, I'm telling. I just. That's why I think we said way back, probably, I don't know, 20 some episodes ago, where this has taught us patience, but it's also taught us sometimes to just go, whatever. Life is just whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost taken away. It's added so much stress, and then it's also taken away so much stress. So it's added stress on the things that are really important to you, but the stuff that you've realized isn't, we just go, I could care less about that. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. We
You
don't
know?
have time for it.
Yeah. This is like, too, do you think I'm having a hard time now dealing with people's small talk
Oh, yeah.
because of this? You gotta
Even
go?
mine.
You have to go?
No, I'm fine right now.
Oh,
Even my small talk with you.
I'm done with it.
You're like, I don't care.
I'm like, yeah.
I'll be like people watching at the bar, and you'll be like, I don't care.
You'd be like, oh my God, this guy, he's over there. And I'm like, you did this the other day, and I'm like, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Whatever that person's doing is none of my business, and I don't care.
Well, we weren't talking at the moment, and we're always around each other. So I'm like,
I am like getting to the point now where it's like, I thank God people can't read what I'm thinking. Because most of the time people are talking, and in my head I'm like, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I'm singing the song in my head.
oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
I'm like, I have an autistic kid, and you're sitting here talking to me about this. I just don't care. Like, I don't care.
I know.
But it's so funny because I think, and I know some of the stuff we talk about, people are like, oh, well, yeah, that's kind of rude, or that's going to, whatever. Well, again, I don't care. We don't have time to, your opinion isn't my reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're just saying our experience.
Yeah, but it's like, I am having like I'm actually avoiding situations now where I know I'm going to be hit with small talk and stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I really don't. I don't care. I just, whatever. I don't care. Like, I'm leaving those situations more quicker than I normally would.
Right.
Don't you agree with that?
Yeah.
But I think together we're sort of picking up on it too, like other people's, and we're just like, let's get out of here. This isn't what we signed up for today.
Like you said, like those chain of events when he does stuff, it breaks you down. Like, I feel like my face is drooping to the floor today. Because I'm like so, like, my patience and my stress, and I'm like, oh my God.
You don't.
I feel old.
Yeah, I think you look a little old today, tired.
Well, thanks. I think you look the exact same.
Well, you're just saying that because I said it.
No.
You want to get me back.
No, I don't. Last night I'm like, oh, you look old.
Does
and
Mom
tired.
look old? Yes.
No, I do think it makes you feel older. And it's hard to be
No,
able
I
to
think
relax.
it does. No, but I think it does age you. We talked about this the other day.
I know.
It's now. Here's the thing. I don't think other people see it the way we see it at the same time. That's like the good news.
Yeah, I
Get
know.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we're living it every single day. Like, we see the stress and the change, and we're also feeling it. So I don't think other people, but I think I told you many, many episodes ago, like, I went down one of the Instagram feeds, and I was like, God, that was only 6 months ago. I looked like younger than what I was. And now I'm like, sort of looking my age. Damn it.
I know.
You know what I mean? But
no, but he started off the morning at like 6:30. His nose is running, so he's mad. So then I put pancakes on the table, and he immediately threw them off.
Well,
Like, so it's going to be like that all day.
I told you to
It's
get
just
out of the house
it's
today.
exhausting.
I told you to get out of the house today because you need a break.
I am going to get out of the house today.
Yeah.
I need 2 to 3 hours out of the house.
I agree.
And me working is not a break.
I got out of the house yesterday for
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I went and met a couple friends, and I just had to get out.
All right.
I was done. I said goodbye.
Goodbye.
Should I go to the bar? Yes. I'm going to.
Well, I was actually happy you went because then I got to hang out with Austin.
Well, I actually thought that was good because, like you said, 2 of the kids were to sleep over. Austin really craves mommy time, like beyond
Yeah.
anyone else in the house. It's important for her to have that. So you guys watched a movie together, and I thought that was cool. But again, it's hard, and she's so sweet she'd never say it. It wasn't like typical mommy time that she'd want because you're dealing with these distractions of seeking.
And she's helping me.
And she's helping, She wants to help. That's nice about her, though.
Yeah, she does want to help.
She's.
But it is exhausting even for the kids. And I'm not saying every part of it's bad. I mean, he's who he is, and we love him. But
look,
the stuff you have to deal with is hard.
Yeah, but in fairness, there are some moments where every part of it's bad. This weekend, I would say, has been bad overall. It's
challenging for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and people may take this the wrong way, and I don't care. I don't care.
I'm so glad. If I've given you one thing in your life, it's to not worry about what people think. Because you used to worry about that. Well, most people do.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
but that wasn't you when I first met you.
No.
You were worried about what other people thought.
Oh, yeah, I cared for sure. No, like there's all these memes and stuff and autism. Autism is a very unique thing, and we're learning, and it is like the spectrum's big and whatever. And yes, it makes him who he is, and we're learning, and that's why we do this podcast to share our experience. But when people are like, "It's beautiful," "It's this," "It's that," like I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
like
that stuff doesn't fool me anymore.
I'm like, "What does that even mean?" Like this is you're the same person that just posted on Facebook that your kid woke up in the middle of the night and has been having a 3-hour meltdown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm like, stop saying stuff like that. Like, I mean,
okay, is there a chance that some of that is the guilt of, okay, I've made 3 or 4 negative posts about this, I have to sort of brighten everything up? I think that's probably
maybe.
Yeah, and that's fine if that's where you are. But okay, let me put it like this: those posts and those memes and stuff are for people not associated with autism.
Yeah, so they're trying to... Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The people on the inside, us, we look at that stuff and we go, get out of here. Like, I mean, there are times... it's okay to be positive, but at the end of the day, we also know that this isn't the whole thing. That meme does not describe autism. Stop it. It might describe where you are in the moment, and that's cool because that's where you are in that moment, or that's where you need in the moment.
Well, I can see that, like a family member that doesn't see it posting something like that.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, that our family has come together and can do this together. I mean, us as a family are really strong.
Let me tell you the worst people associated but not really associated with autism, and I see it on all the pages. Aunts and uncles are the worst, and grandparents are the worst.
Yeah.
They think they understand. And they're the worst. You know what I mean? Like, they'll post something, and I'm like, or write something or say something, and I'm like, you're so clueless. But even on other people's pages whose kids have autism, like, I'm on so many of these pages all the time. Like, I know now these other people. I don't even know these people, but I know them, and I know their families because of the way they post all the time. And I'm like, yeah, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Unless
or you see these. Okay, yes, unless you're involved every day.
Right, like the ones we see at drop-off.
Right, yeah, so I should probably clarify. The ones who are not involved, who have, what I call social media relationships, when you're just involved over social media, or you see these kids once or twice a year.
Once or twice a year for like 4 days.
Yeah, you have
you're not seeing the real picture.
Well, yeah, you're not really. I mean, I hate to say it, you're not even a real family member, because to these kids, because they have you need to be involved, and I don't mean you need to be, because you don't need to be. But for them to be like associated as a family member, you do need to be involved all the time. Like Cal, you need to be one of the sharks. Well, I know that sounds crazy.
No, and
but if you're not one of the sharks, then you're really then for him, like, who are you?
Well, we were walking down the beach the other day, and behind us he said grandma, grandpa. These people don't even look like grandparents, but he's missing the puzzle.
Yes, those are 2 people that would complete the puzzle. So he's got all of his sharks lined up, but he doesn't have a grandpa shark or a grandma shark. So these 2 people are coming behind us, and he goes, oh, grandpa shark, grandma shark, right? So I always tell him, like, we're one of 7 sharks.
Right.
But he's trying to complete the puzzle of grandpa, grandma.
Which is probably very frustrating for him. Because like the ABA therapist is here 5 days a week, but like speech is here. Used to be 2 days a week, now once a week. He sees a speech therapist more than he'll ever see his grandparents. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's, I mean, this is terrible. But if you had to say, all right, you can never see your grandparents again or never see Lolo again. Adios, grandparents.
Well, he doesn't even know who they are. So,
but that's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Right.
Like, I mean, he has no idea. Like, so, but that's just weird to even say, right?
yeah. And then you're talking to these people and you're like, you don't understand like how hard it is. And they're like, oh, I know it's hard.
Oh.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
And I told you the other day, I'm like, we've experienced a lot of hard, challenging things in our life. And even since we've been together, but this is hard.
Well, I don't think anybody, I think we all experience, we're all experiences weird things, hard things, everybody. But when you add this in on top, whoa. Yeah, it's just different. It's hard. I sometimes don't remember my other life. I look at pictures and I go, I don't even remember what did I do? How did I think? I it's really strange. But I don't feel like I'm a victim of it. I just feel like it was there and now it's not. I don't even know what it was.
And some days are easier than others. We're not trying to be. This is more just connecting with the other special needs parents because we feel you and you're not alone.
Oof. So 2 or 3 hours today, you got to get out of the house. Weather's terrible. What are you going to do?
Well, Charlie's been gone the whole weekend, basically. So I already worked out a deal with her. She is going to babysit Cal for 2 to 3 hours because Tyler will be here.
Wow.
And I'm paying her.
Ooh.
Because Tyler doesn't want to babysit. But he can be here. And Charlie's really good with him anyway, so.
Tyler, I don't get the whole I don't want to babysit because he's just hanging out with Cal. It's the same thing.
He doesn't want to be stuck in the living room for 2 to 3 hours. And Charlie's been gone, so Charlie will sit in there and then
Cal's
Tyler
going to watch
will,
his show. He's going to jump on his trampoline. He's going to build some things with his sharks and his blocks. I mean, it's not that hard.
Well, it is. I mean, I am paying them, so he can decide if he wants the money or not.
Yeah, well, whatever.
So, anyways, I'm going to go with you to meet some of our friends. I mean, it's rainy, so it's an indoor bar.
Ah, indoor.
But I do need at least 2 hours away.
Indoor bar.
All right, but I have to go wash my hair. I have to go to work.
All right, she's going to wash her hair.